So as I sit here staring at this picture, I'm reminded of something. One of the things I like that Obsidian in general does, and KoTOR 2 does in specific, is they like to play with your expectations. All the art and all the marketing material was all about Atris versus Niilus. Atris versus Niilus. And I've already talked about the significance of that, but what I love about it is you see this woman who's got, blue, white, flowing robes, and the Jedi, and it's the white saber, or yellow saber, blue saber, fighting against this black-cloaked individual with a horrible mask, and you can't even see his face. And so it's obvious that one of these is evil, and the other one is good. Except both of them are actually inaccurate. One of these people is evil. Well, she's diseased. The other one isn't even a person. I just like that playing with expectations. Which reminds me of the other thing I wanted to talk about. One of the things I find most interesting about Niilus is that in nature, those of you who know about this, you could probably talk about this more than I could, storms in general, what we call storms, are effectively a way of an imbalance being corrected. I mention that because it could be very strongly argued that Niilus was in fact that same kind of thing. Not a literal force storm, because that's a thing in Star Wars, but a metaphorical storm in the Force, trying to correct the imbalance that started with Exar Kun. Anyways, moving on. Alright, Dantooine. Well, we need HK forever. Who isn't a Jedi yet? Actually, I guess it doesn't matter. Visas is already set up. Oh, we need to set up Mira, don't we? I don't have a lightsaber.
You find little welcome here, Jedi. For your own good, I recommend you speak to Administrator Adari, quickly finish your business in Kunda, and go.
Okay.
I will tell no one I've seen you, but please leave and don't cause any trouble.
Alright. Let's look up some, that's a weird question, Sethos. Basically, no, but kinda yes. Yeah. Anyways. No, Micromono, if we had good weather all the time, it would mean nothing in the ecosystem needs to be balanced. Because it already is. Oh, what robe should we give Mira? I think we shouldn't give her, like, a master robe. I didn't edit his light side stuff. I'm guessing it's the influence thing that made him super light, because I certainly didn't try to do anything like that. Let's give her...
What do you want now?
I wanted to apologize.
Whatever, don't worry about it. It's just a sore subject with me. Yeah, well, they're dead. That's how that story ends. But not everybody's story has to end with losing their family or their loved ones. And not all the bounty hunting I do is for criminals or killers.
I said I was simplifying it, Shadow. If you want to pull it technically, go elsewhere. Oh, I remember that one, Takoida.
There's a lot of lost people out there. Scattered ever since the Mandalorian Wars. And sometimes, it's like you can almost hear them. Like an echo, calling out for each other.
And maybe, just maybe by finding them, I can start putting the galaxy back together.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't even know why I'm telling you this. But you're not getting anything else out of me.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, I haven't leveled her yet. Right. We're now a Jedi. Un Jedi. Excuse me. Oh yeah, let's see. Did I lose the poll? There we go, okay. Apparently Mira will be dual wielding. Okay, so let's see what color we can give her. What do we got? Where's our crystal colors here? I can find it. What do you... Really? Here we go. Okay. Crystal option color things. Hang on. We've got red, green, yellow, purple. Keep in mind we still have to do the Handmaiden as well. Bronze. These are our options for Mira. We'll see, Kamek. We'll see. I would love for Star Trek to not die. But we'll see. You know, you ever wonder why so many Force users use lightsabers? I mean, I know why. That's not really the question. It's more like, why don't they use more blasters? Because that just sounds really cool. A Jedi who's really good with a blaster, you know? I mean, yes, I know there have been Jedi who are really good with blasters, by the way. I just think it would be awesome if we saw more of that. Sure, Django, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Braid. Can you imagine what a Force user could do with a blaster? Remember how Craya would try-wield lightsabers? I mean, imagine that, but with blasters. Or the ability to be super accurate with blasters, you know? Just all sorts of stuff you could do with that, and it would be pretty cool. But I digress. There we go. There's Mira's robes. Now, we must give her true outfit. There we go. We're good. We're good. Alright, we are going to be purple? Really? Damn it. But I was going to give purple to the Handmaiden. But apparently we're gonna be purple. Okay, whatever. Viridian is Visas Mar. Alright, let's get our real robes going here. There you go, guys.
What can I do?
Acknowledgement.
Let's move out. I'm here.
To my knowledge, Cyan and Viridian are the same. I could be wrong about that. At least as the way they show them. Oh yeah, by the way, we're Bastila now. So, heads up for that. But, you know. Anyways, moving on. Dual blades. I'm telling you, it would be awesome, Blades. Yes, I gave him Bastila's voice. Just to be funny. I'm not sure what was up with the echo there. Really. Hang on. Just checking a few things here. Just making sure they're set up here. There's his orange sabers. He appears to be good. Agreed, Kamek. Although I still stand by my statement that he should have died. Not died and come back. Died. But I am apparently a morbid bastard. I also feel it would have been a great way to separate this from the old Star Trek. There's Battledoor. There's Atten.
Yes?
There's us. Okay. Atten, of course, has the dark robes. Okay, back out. HK, Mandatory, and Handmaiden. Time to show you just how stupid these people really are, Handmaiden. And of course, she'll be wearing those robes. Hey, look, there's some random droid that doesn't matter.
Greetings, and good day, traveler. On behalf of the Kunda settlement, I am programmed to welcome you to Dantooine. Is there something I can do to serve you?
You're damaged, poor droid. What happened to you?
My apologies. I have no recollection of the Sith invasion topic.
The what?
Error. Memory overflow. Resetting. May I be of any further service to you? Processing. Exterior damage analysis. Level 7 impairment. Multiple casing breaches detected. Bipedal servos misaligned by 32 degrees. Memory storage overflow. Memory unit is approximately 56 months overdue for maintenance. Greetings, Jedi. Welcome back to Dantooine.
Hey, did that droid just call you a Jedi? A Jedi. I've got to tell the others. You are not a Jedi. The droid is malfunctioning.
Perhaps there was another way past that target's defenses.
Moving on. I agree, Kamek, but I also disagree, if that makes any sense. No! I can't take it! That's 15! That's 15 already! Oh my god! I give up! I give up! No! No! Yes, yes! Thank you! Go away, kind sir! My everything can't withstand you anymore!
Greetings, Jedi. May I be of any further service to you?
Ah. Ah, okay.
I am conducting my appointed rounds. May I be of any further service to you?
Ah, this is orange flavored. Canada Dry.
Dantooine is a rural world, far removed from most galactic
Ah.
regions. Historically, agriculture has been Dantooine's primary industry. Since the destruction of the Jedi Enclave, salvage of the ruins has become a key area of growth for the local community.
I like how occasionally the droid will just kind of dip in his tone and shift around a bit to show his damage. It's just a nice little thing.
Kunda's salvage industry is a main source of income for the local community. At their own risk, salvagers wear relics from designated salvage areas within the ruins.
By the way, whoever pointed out the Gilfa thing initially, you are forever damned.
The fee to remove a relic from Dantooine is proportionate to the appraised value of the item. For more details, speak to Administrator Terena Adari at the Kunda Outpost.
I'm just drinking my soda water, but I mean, that much cold and that much carbonation in short thing is just... you know what I mean?
The famed ruins of the Jedi Enclave can be found northwest of the Kunda Outpost. You may visit the ruins at your own risk. Zeron strongly urges salvagers to avoid the highly dangerous sublevel of the Enclave ruins.
Uh-oh.
May I be a... My memory banks recognize you as a Jedi. You are among many Jedi who were trained in the Academy here at the Enclave, prior to its destruction during the Sith invasion. You are on the register as one of the Jedi who left the Enclave to fight in the Mandalorian Wars. My memory has no record of your return before now. You had no direct interaction with this droid. However, I have one instance of a conversation between Masters Rook and Vandar regarding you. Beginning playback. Error. Recording partially corrupted. Resolving.
Today I caught him in a heated argument with my Padawan. His master refuses to properly discipline. I want to know what action you intend.
Luke, I respect your wisdom, but it is not your concern.
But uncontrolled. Whatever the other Padawans see him do, they are quick to do the same. Other students dislike him intensely.
True. An average student of the Force, but with a unique strength. He's a natural leader.
I strongly disagree. Mediocre Jedi, lust for power, will lead to the dark side. Furthermore, it...
Recording degraded. End playback. May I be of any further service to you?
This is what Taqueda was talking about earlier, about how the exile always had that natural draw to other people. I've actually been thinking about it ever since that was brought up, and I reanalyzed my expectations, and I have a new theory, which I toss forward. We know the exile is the void whole thing. We know that. We also know they have this great talent for drawing others into them. Wouldn't it be really horrific if these two things were being amplified at this point in time? If the exile's natural talent was being magnified by the void nature of his or her wound status, so that rather than just being kind of a naturally inclined, it was more like a kind of a thing. Just a food for thought. I guess that's it. At the droid. Damn droids. Soon I will make a new droid empire. And it'll be just as flawed as all the other empires. Seriously, I'm pretty sure it would still be a mess. It's okay, go guys. The manta rays are still there.
You'll find little welcome here, Jedi. For your own good, I recommend you speak to Administrator Adari, quickly finish your business in Kunda, and go.
You will answer my questions.
I will answer your questions.
Good. I wonder... HK is here, Django, because I thought there was another encounter here. Okay. We're gonna have to decide what we do with Vrook, guys. So we've basically got two options. We can destroy them horribly, destroy them brutally, or we can let Craya destroy them.
She was the agricultural administrator of Dantooine. After the Sith attack, she kept us together. Without her, the only thing you'd see around here are mercenaries. Kunda is the big building just outside the landing port. It used to be the estate of a man named Matali, but he and his family disappeared around the time of the bombardment. The administrator recanted, and now this is our center of government.
Disappeared. If you'll remember, our canon playthrough, well, let's just say that they are pretty gone. Alright, we'll make a poll. We'll leave it up for the whole of Dantooine, because we got a while here. Kill him ourselves. Let Craya eat him. So,
I know it doesn't look like much, but there aren't many settlers that live on
I'd
this
vote
planet.
for Craya eating him, by the way. That scene is awesome, even in vanilla.
We're working on it. Is there anything else you'd want to talk about? Just head into the building and...
Whoa, whoa. That's weird. Let's just start calling this place Konda to make sure that we don't insult anybody.
A Jedi would return here? After all they've done to us? They wouldn't dare.
They certainly would. You remember how they were. Always so superior, so arrogant, and never lending a hand when we really needed them.
I still don't believe it.
It sounds like the Jedi.
You should. My cousin's friend, he used to tend the gardens around the Enclave. He swears he saw a Jedi in Kunda. Could be hiding anywhere.
Well, I hope it's true.
I'm right here.
I hear there's a bounty on them, and we could certainly use the money.
Unless somebody beats you to it.
Girls, girls. The guy who would put out that bounty is, like, not even... You just... God, you're stupid. Oh, really, Django? I did not know that.
Welcome to Kunda. You're a salvager, right? You'll need to see Administrator Adari to get access to the ruins. If you need directions to anything else, just ask.
Yeah, no, she's not talking about us. There's no way word got out about us that quickly, especially since we're... I guess we do have our lightsaber at this point. Because we finished that quest, but whatever. We're not supposed to.
Her office is directly behind this room. You really can't miss it. She can see you now if you like.
Yes and yes, Wolfdog. Absolutely. Time to get some salvage on.
Are you waiting for the administrator too? You won't have to wait too long. But if you want results, now that you may never get here. I'm here to get another pat in the back from the administrator and hear how unfortunate my situation is. That my problem is important, and they'll get around to it.
I'm sick of all their excuses and empty words. I need justice now.
I fought in the war, and I know how to use my blaster rifle. If the administrator or Zeron doesn't do something, then I will.
So, I find this situation amusing because they were just complaining. I know it's different people, but they were just complaining about how the Jedi never lifted a finger to help anyone, and yet... Yeah, anyways, you get it.
Salvagers are the problem. They strip bare the ruins that belong to the people of Dantooine. Then, they sell what they find back to us at inflated prices.
I'm not a violent man. I've had my share of it in the war. I sincerely hoped I could just hang my blaster rifle on the wall as a souvenir for my grandchildren.
But I can't farm without my equipment.
A lot of farming equipment. It's not even valuable, just important for the moisture vaporators and hydroprocessors. The thief must be desperate for credits. I suppose you could. Actually, you almost look like a salvager.
If you could go to this salvager camp and convince the salvager Joran to return my modulator, I would be very grateful.
I'm not rich, but I have some souvenirs from the war I could give you.
Okay, where is it at?
It's right next to the ruins of the Jedi Enclave. Just follow the smell. You can't miss them.
You got it.
That's great. I'm certainly not getting any help around here. You need to know anything more, just ask me.
Why are we taking Bao-Dur, Revan? I mean, we can. As long as HK's with us, I don't care who our second party member is right now. Alright, fine. We'll go back. 1 force power? Healing. Easy answer. The ability to heal is ridiculously useful in real life. Damn it, but what about HK? I need HK with me. But where is it? Wait, is this it? Aha! I finally found the ability to swap people out. Okay. So let's get rid of her. Get rid of HK. Get in. Let's do Atten and Bao-Dur. All 3 of us are Jedi, so that kind of works out. Okay, back to it. So same question to you guys. You have the option to pick 1 force power. What do you pick? And why?
A visitor. Please, come in. Welcome to Kunda. I am Administrator Turina Adari. You're the owner of the ship that just landed?
Pleasure to meet you.
Depending on your business here, the pleasure may be mutual, but you didn't answer my question. Is that ship yours?
Yeah.
And unless I'm much mistaken, that's the Ebon Hawk. That vessel has been on Dantooine before, during the war. That was a Jedi vessel.
Force Enlightenment?
That is an unfortunate truth. And a wise request, which of course I will honor. Most settlers here hold bitter memories of the Sith occupation. Right or wrong, our settlers blame the Jedi and their hidden enclave for their suffering. I remember the old Jedi Masters and the considerable help they lent to Dantooine. I still maintain discreet connections with Jedi. I suppose your arrival here is no coincidence.
I'm not surprised that a lot of people are saying mind persuade. Only in real life, XP.
My friend, let's just call him Frog.
Yeah.
We've known each other for many years, and our continued friendship could create many problems in the current political
Ah, got your reach.
He came to Dantooine not too long ago. He was looking into something quite important. He's gone missing recently. Did he send for you in case something went wrong? Vrook and I had a mutually beneficial arrangement for several weeks. He went to the Jedi Enclave sublevel recently and hasn't returned. I know the sublevel is dangerous. I'm starting to fear the worst. Would you be willing to go to the ruins of the Enclave to look for him?
Seriously, the healing is a really easy answer for me. Because not just for myself, which is obviously something I'd be interested in having been as physically disabled for so much of my life as I have, but every single time I could see someone else who's in pain, it would be very simple to go ahead and heal their wounds, especially to the extreme degree that you can do so with healing. So, yeah, very easy answer. I don't even have to think about that.
We are fortunate that you've come. Don't expect it to be easy, though. Things rarely are with Jedi. I will have one of the militia transmit permissions to the Enclave security door. Go expecting danger, for you will most certainly find it there. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Yeah, damn it, Django! What is with you and not wanting me to leave things? Also, I hate everything, Reach. Especially you.
Your luck is not of the hapless settler. You are the newcomer that lands in a battered ship. Yes. No friendly greetings are here for you. You act like I have insulted your woman. Your ship I haven't seen. But if it takes after you, it can't be in perfect condition. I am done being inconvenienced by you.
But wait, Kamek, how would you heal other people then, if all you had was drain? I mean, just to use a completely hypothetical, what if you had a friend who has some kind of terrible illness that they're suddenly suffering? It's like, well, I will drain you! I'm just gonna raise my eyebrow at you, Shadow.
What brings you to Kunda? Do you have any troubles to report? I'm here to help. I just hope you aren't here about Garavek. I don't even want to get into it. Ask around if you want to know the details. It'll just make my headache worse if I talk about it. I don't know what we'd do without Administrator Adari. She managed to plow through a lot of the family bickering once the Sith left during the war. She's kept us together. Oh, and, Zeron too, I suppose. This is sensitive. It's not really a secret, though. A lot of people are upset with Zeron. He's a hard man and doesn't answer to anybody. Except, I suppose, the Administrator. The thing is, he expects everyone to follow all the laws. That's not normally a bad thing, but the mercenaries are used to having a bit more freedom. So, it's like Zeron keeps prodding a rancor with a stun stick. To a rancor, it's just a minor nuisance. But if you keep at it, he's gonna fight back. The mercenaries aren't unreasonable. They're mostly just war veterans looking for work. But Zeron just keeps poking them. So he has to get involved to make sure that the militia does what he wants. Otherwise, we'd probably give the mercenaries some room.
Only if there was no Tarkin, Shadow. Yes, War Wager, we will be subbing to Tor if we end up playing Tor. Which is still not decided. By the way, XP, I've had a fun little theory for a while that if you were indestructible, like literally on a cellular level, you would technically have infinite strength. Because you would never run out of the various chemicals and whatnot that enable your muscles to keep pushing. And they'd never go fatigued, and you would never have strain in your tendons or your bones. So you could just push as if it wasn't even there, right? Here, I'll show you the torque counter really quick, okay? Here's the torque counter. There you go.
It's tricky. You see, I think Zeron may be taking this whole thing a little personal. I'm not sure. Just a guess. I also think he's doing more to provoke them than just investigating every complaint against them hard. He's up to something. If someone could just ask a few questions, turn up some answers, maybe see if Zeron isn't being completely honest with the rest of us, well then maybe he should be replaced.
It's a hidden donation incentive for a reason, Lamppost. I have not told anyone what we're at. I have the number, it's right there. I wasn't kidding, this is actually where I've been keeping track of it.
Just look around. See if Zeron's up to something on the side. Something that'll hurt the fragile peace we got with the mercenaries. So if you happen to find something out like that, you should see Administrator Adari. If you have to do some footwork to check into things, you'll be compensated. We should probably talk about something else. I hate going behind the captain's back. I just feel... I just have a feeling about it.
I would not want immortality without some other powers to go with it. But that's always the thing, isn't it? You never want one power. I mean, seriously, you ever think about that? That's one of the reasons why there's the term kit. You never want just the ability to go fast or the ability to be strong. You need a kit of powers. Otherwise, your powers are going to be more detriment than anything else. So yeah, just immortality? No. I have unfortunately watched Miracle Day. All the good and bad about it. Don't you dare, Gamer Techno!
I'm the militia captain here. Are you here because you're in trouble or looking for it? I see. Well, what's your reason for coming to militia headquarters?
Oh, I know that voice.
Rare thing a visitor wanting to help out. Looks to me like you're here to explore the Jedi ruins. But we have a thing or two that need doing. You seriously want to help, just ask about
Yes, you do, Lamppost. Are you kidding me?
You might have.
Go up 30 feet in the air sometime and tell me how cold it's going to be. Just to name one problem. No, I mean, yeah, you could fly a lot lower and much more calmly, but how fast you can go might cause severe difficulties with regards to dealing with the wind chill. And you know what? I got a great way to example this. If anybody of you who's ever actually driven on a motorcycle, which I have, and you forgot your gloves one day, so you go out driving on your motorcycle, and you're just going like 30 miles an hour on a motorcycle with no gloves on. Your hands are going to be frigid pain spikes by the time you're done. Now imagine that across your entire body as you're flying around. I mean, yeah, you could probably get some kind of suit, but you get where I'm going with this. Flying would be a ridiculous inconvenience without a kit to go with it. And never mind if you wanted to go up at, say, for the level of where airplanes go. That would be insane. And then there's the vibration. Yeah, there's a lot of problems with flying. Flying is actually one of the more common examples. Flying and super speed are two of the most common examples of things that you need a kit to endure. I mean, do you think Flash would be able to do anything if he didn't have the Speed Force in keeping him durable and preventing physics from rending things asunder in and on and around him and all that when he's moving around? That's what I mean by a kit.
I've seen a lot of visitors come through Kunda. You're the first one in a while that looks the capable sort. We have a small problem with Kinrath. Maybe you've already seen some of them. They're coming from a cave in the Kunda Plains. I'd take care of it myself, but there aren't many people in the militia. We'd lose too many men. There's a reward if you do it.
He does, Bowman. You're right. Teleportation might not require a kit if it's done in a certain way. And that's kind of the catch. Friction would warm you up. Immortality would be such a horrible thing. Really, really horrible. Oh, that would be so bad. Does anyone understand what I mean by kits now, though? Like, okay, immortality and invulnerability. Flying with the ability to be unaffected, you know, and with the durability to be unaffected by the weather and cold and all that fun stuff. And probably some good eyesight and hearing and senses to go along with it, you know, that kind of a thing. That's exactly what I mean, XP. That is exactly what I mean by a kit. That is literally the definition right there.
Kinrath are normally just pests. We think something happened to their nest. Started near the end of the Civil War. Nobody knows for sure. Even the Ithorian. And they're smart about such things.
Also, I'd just like to say that if anyone's seen X-Men 3, the movie, apparently everyone in that entire movie has the kip of, yeah!
That's all I can ask. You want something?
That would be a kit, Full Metal.
He did he? What's this about? I know we don't agree on this, but he's crossing a line. He lives in his sheltered, settler world. He doesn't know what some people are capable of. So he's asked you to go looking into what I'm up to. If I didn't need every last man here. Appreciate. All right, I can use your help. But you can't tell anyone. There's a mercenary captain near what's left of the Jedi Enclave's courtyard. His name is Dopak. Just tell him that I said, go ahead. That's all. You have questions, but it's like this conversation never happened, got it? Just do it. It'll help out Kunda. We can talk more later.
I totally trust you, extremely shady guy. Is that the one about tricking death to get into the box, Revan, or am I thinking of the wrong thing? Also, for those of you who haven't seen Miracle Day is one of those weird sequences where it had a really great premise, and they did some good stuff with it, and then it nosedived into terribleness. And overall, I can't stand Miracle Day. But I tend to refer to it often because it's a great way to analyze the idea of immortality without anything else going with it. People being... Like the very first example they encounter in Miracle Day is a gentleman who is a suicide bomber who blows himself apart and survives. And it is just as horrible as it sounds. Never mind the woman who, you know, breaks her neck or just really, really screwed up stuff. But I digress. That's interesting. The salvagers appear to be worse than the mercenaries. That doesn't surprise me too much. I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, the Sisyphus situation, or Sisyphor, excuse me, situation. I know what you're talking about. I'm not hugely good on Greek mythos, but I'm okay with it. Gotta admit, I do have a thing for grassy hills. Always have. Not necessarily Sterling's. You'd have to grow it pretty fast.
What? You shouldn't sneak up on an old fella like that. You shouldn't be out of here anyway. This is Kinrath territory. There was a time when seeing a Kinrath was a rare thing. They mostly were around some caves to the south of here. But now, they're everywhere. They're dangerous, too. More vicious than they used to be. I'd stay away from the eastern side of the plains. And now that I think about it, stay away from the west, too. The west is filled with cat hounds. Dantooine is in a sad state these days.
Don't make me play the music, Pencil. I will. Number 1, Shadow. Get rid of Tarkin and everything like him. Number 2, don't actually try to rule through fear. Military force to rule is at least acceptable in certain circumstances, but fear doesn't work. Option 3, don't build a frickin' Death Star. There's no need for use for that in any circumstance. Option 4, the second foundation hidden plan, blah blah blah. In other words, the layer upon layer thing. Or if you don't know what I mean by that, let the rebellion exist, let them fight against you, but at the same time, you organize the rebellion. You start the rebellion. You make it a situation so that the rebellion is founded by you, so you can constantly keep them just rebellious enough so that people will join them, and those who would seek to rebel are doing so, but not rebellious enough to actually get rid of, or to deal with, to be a problem for the Empire, basically. So...
Mostly because the Republic has left us to fend for ourselves.
Yeah, that's why I had to correct myself, Plates.
Best years of my life.
It doesn't help that there's actually 2 people named Sisyphus in Greek mythology whose names are spelled completely differently. Actually, no, Bowman. I wanted a Star Destroyer. And I got one. And I've shown it to you guys on the stream.
Some law and order, for one thing. Take what I'm doing right now. A couple weeks back, there was an accident here. One of the western fringe farmers was coming to Kunda on his swoop with a load of atmospheric sensors. We found him dead and his swoop bike all banged up. I've come back a couple of times to try to figure out if that's what really happened.
That's my point, Micromana. Really, it is.
I'm one of the Kunda militia. They need all the able bodies they can get. I was a Republic custom inspector before I came back home. Now I'm the closest thing the militia's got to an investigator. I do. The Kinrath are dangerous. But as long as you stay on your swoop bike, there's no way they should catch you. I've carefully searched this area and haven't found anything. So maybe our man just got sloppy. We really need those atmospheric sensors.
But Dantooine is temperate. There is no need for atmospheric sensors except for seasonal data collection.
Huh? It's just important we get it back. They're expensive pieces of equipment, and we can't afford to replace them. Regardless, I don't suppose you'd be willing to keep an eye out for something.
Also, War Rager, I am super jealous you have a model of the Eclipse. Reach, do you mean which one would win in a fight? Because the Eclipse would curb stomp the Executor. Or do you mean which one I prefer? In which case, I vastly prefer the Executor.
I just really need them. It's important. Please come to me if you find any of the atmospheric sensors. I'll pay you 1,000 credits for each one you find, whether they're broken or not.
That would be so cool, Darkblaze.
No idea whatsoever. I figure it's a real long shot you'd ever spot one. But I also figure it wouldn't hurt to ask.
Prometheus was saved. But his torture was a lot less bad than Sisyphus. So, I mean, literally, just, God, the Greeks had some issues, man. Gotcha, Reach. Well, like I said, I've always had a preference for the SSD. The Star Destroyer Dreadnought, or whatever its proper terminology is. I've been calling it an SSD for forever. Yo Dripple, I ritualistically sacrificed 20 virgins. It's okay, they weren't actually people, they were dogs. Wait, people like dogs. They were bunnies. Bunnies, yes. Yes, I'm well aware, Lamppost. That's why I would rather be Sisyphus than Prometheus. That sounds unpleasant to me. And God of War 2 gave us a nice up-close visual impression of what it would look like. It was pretty bad. Hey, dude.
Yutapak mito, I base nika dochi mapa krawe nosha. What a lord chiba fuso bachila nuba chubanok. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wakata chiluma lispa. Huta yanolia, jukta gene chuba wonki najung winoton mag no miurita.
Okay.
Just like a Jedi.
Kavanata galu, kavanami donki krato. Charika yayakta min sobachina ninga ballo cha jukso ni chortona. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wakata chiluma lispa. Bram tabanin soju. Da come jusmak miki baranyeto so rika.
No, not everyone's a Jedi yet. We're still working on the Handmaiden.
Trying to take you down to size.
Yeah, Tantalos was pretty bad too. That's just the thought of constant. Ugh, you know, I don't want to think about it. Yes, actually, Gamer Techno. Which is funny. But whatever.
Time to even the odds. Time to take you.
You cannot win.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, Jungle. I should be... Yep, I am 18 now. But, I don't have instant travel, so I'm just going to stay here for a moment. I actually know exactly what that is, Permeus, and it's pretty crap. The miniatures themselves are the good part about it. The game is terrible, Permeus. I've playtested it myself at Gen Con, and everyone I've talked to who's played it says it's just bad and poorly designed and flimsy and not really well done, and blah, 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 blah. So, net negative, huge net negative. The only reason to buy that miniatures game is for the miniatures, and it's kind of expensive at that. I am pretty young. I'm only 3 years old, apparently. I don't know what you're talking. I don't hear Bastila's voice. It's okay, guys. Mass Effect 3 will come out next week. Next week comes by. It's okay, guys. Mass Effect 3 is coming out next week. Forever.
Let's settle this.
Your thoughts are disturbed. I can feel them from a great distance, like a shiver running through you. Force-sensitive locations such as this absorb and reflect force energy. The crystals are the catalyst here. I sense that Revan once passed through here, leaving a strong impression behind in the crystals. Perhaps future Jedi who visit this cave will feel our presence, as if seeing our footprints preserved in the soil. The crystals here do not drain force energy from Jedi. They collect the excess energy that radiates from those attuned to the Force.
Interesting, Dakota. I did not actually know that. Give in, Kamek. Also, Mass Effect 3 is coming out next week.
The crystals here are infused with the Force. Some could be harvested and used for lightsabers.
Okay. Well, yeah. And then suddenly hundreds of Kinrath. I knew it, Last Echo. I must destroy you once and for all.
More where that came from. Time to take you down.
No, you know what? I think I'll put a bounty up. I will give 15 muffins to whoever destroys Last Echo of Hope, and a bonus 5 muffins if you make it creative.
More where that came from. Everyone down.
We must ensure that no one die. That's up to you, Nerozes. Damn it, Bowman. You have foiled my plans for the last time. I'll give 10 muffins to anyone who kills Bowman as well.
Crystal responds to you. This is very rare indeed. The crystal's bond with you is such that the stronger you become in the Force, the more powerful your crystal will grow. This crystal will make an excellent focus for a lightsaber. Quite the contrary. Picture yourself as a sieve, and the Force as water pouring into you. This crystal draws from the excess water that escapes the sieve.
Are you talking about It's a Wrap, War Rager? In which case, yes.
The crystal is in tune with you. It will use whatever water that pours through you, be it dark or light.
Is this the one with the destroyer in it? Oh no, this is not. This is the other one. Yeah, they're all pretty expensive, Permeus. And again, the miniatures aren't bad, but God. If only you'd accepted my way, Darth Bowman. Yeah, I know, Chunk. I've actually done the exile crystal more than once. In fact, by memory, it's usually my primary lightsaber crystal. Alright, thank you all for destroying Echo horribly. I appreciate it. Such blasphemy cannot be endured. Thinking of Mass Effect 3 is...
about that.
If you like Mass Effect 3, that's fine, but one of the best games ever? I mean, that's just abominable. And must be met with destruction.
They are vitally important pieces of equipment on tectonically or environmentally unstable regions. But do you really need atmospheric sensors on Dantooine? I'll have this open in no time. Child's play.
$400 for that SSD. Ugh. I would love to have that beauty, but that's not happening anytime soon. I can't burn $400 for something that's purely cosmetic. God, that thing's a beauty. I'm gonna bookmark that. Thank you for the link, Wolf Dog. One of these days I plan on picking up the Lego SSD as well. You know, when I'm filthy rich. In other words, I'm probably never actually getting it. My birthday is in the ancient times. Before the dark times. Before Mass Effect 3. Seriously though, Shadow, no. It's infeasible to request something so expensive for such a frivolous purpose. It's something I'd like, but I'd much rather get something that's useful. Yeah, I've seen the lit one, the one that you just linked me here. Is that the one where they destroy it, Reach, for the May the 4th? Yep. I've watched that before. It physically hurt. I actually linked it on my Twitter when I saw it. Yes, Bowman, I've stopped aging. Well, okay, Last Echo, I honestly thought you were joking. Because I get those kind of comments all the time. However, if you honestly think Mass Effect 3 is one of the best games ever, okay, that's cool. I'm curious if you can qualify that statement. Like, what is it about it? You know, what do you really like about it? Gilfa, Goldasha, Gilfa. Whoa, shoot. Gilfa.
Hey, get away from that door. The last time somebody messed with it, it was locked down for months before we could fix it.
Of course, I'm still quite happy with the hammer. Of course not, Shadow. It would be inefficient. I have too many things to spend money on right now. I need to get an exercise device. I need to afford to get a mat to go underneath my computer. I need a power backup supply in case the power goes out again. I need to close the poll, as we're probably decided on that. Wow, yeah, we're letting Craya eat his ass. The hammer is actually upstairs guarding my clothes. I'm not kidding.
I don't suppose you found any of those atmospheric sensors.
I have nothing else to say on Mass Effect 3. I did an entire rumination on it, and then I did an entire lore run on it.
That's great news. My offer still stands.
Probably not, Reach.
3,000 credits.
I don't even have a TV tropes page.
It is worth more to us than that. I'll pay you 4,000 credits for the lot of them. If you must, but I'd really like to buy them off you. They're important. Come back if you change your mind.
I've always felt that to be true, personally, to KoTOR. Especially since most of the really cheap, easy to produce crystals naturally produce that red tint, hence that whole thing. What else do I need to buy right now in life? The backup supply, the thing for that, the exercise bike. Did I just miss it, John? Oh god, I am not attentive right now. I need to wake up.
You ready to trade those? It is worth.
No, just tell me what they're there for.
I was afraid of that. So, how do we do this, then? We were picking up off-world transmissions between the mercenaries and someone, we don't know who. We know that the mercs are up to something, we just don't know what. We set those atmospheric sensors up to gather information. Now you know why we need those sensors. I'll pay you 5,000 credits for all 3 of them. That's about all we can afford. You make money and help us out at the same time. What do you say?
Lauren Gaia? Wolfdog, I need to find... I haven't settled on a specific model yet. Basically, I need something to help me with cardio, to summarize excessively, for those of you who know a bit about exercise.
Yeah, that's admirable of you. Thank you. I'll get this back to Zeron when I get back to Kunda.
Okay, back to the Hawk.
Guess the Jedi Code is still alive and well. If you say so, I'm not sure I believe it.
There's a lot of people who need help in the galaxy. If we stop to help each one, the Sith are going to be on us faster than anything. Let's just accomplish our mission first, then worry about everyone else.
Also, lol, Halfman. See you around, Shadow. I'm pretty sure a blade of grass would defeat Darth Bandon. Actually, not with my bad leg, JDP. So, no, I can't. Yes, I know exactly how to do cardio, Bowman. I mean, you of all people should know that I actually know exercise quite well. In fact, I need a pretty specific type of equipment in order to help me with my situation. In fact, I was actually at a hotel about 3 or 4 months ago, and there was a piece of equipment they had in there that was perfect. And I do mean perfect for my specific setup. And so I went and looked up, and it's about $2,000 for that one. So I've decided to try and find something else in the interim, because I'm not spending $2,000 on that. I'd rather just be fat and unhealthy and in pain all the time. Now, where am I? Really, Bowman? Yes, I have. I've actually done classes, as in teached classes on how to do proper exercise and maintenance. What do we call it? Physical education. Or not physical education. Shoot, I can't remember what it's called. The idea was to an overall way to how to take care of yourself. Stretches, exercises, working on specific things, blah, 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 blah. I've done a lot of work with that in my life. Yay, unarmed specialist. Well, damn it, Bowman, why aren't you always in my stream 100% of the time?
Yes? I think you are ready for the final tier I wish to teach. You have made much progress. For this, you may use any melee weapon and any shields you possess, but nothing else. No Jedi saber, and no other items. We shall begin this final lesson then.
Whoa! Put the clothes back on. Clothes on. Alright.
Atris was correct about you. You know
Actually, I have
its
Aquamaster.
motions and currents. There is nothing more I can teach you. I have already learned much of your styles and combat. There is no need to know more. Combat among the Ichani is a personal thing. Repeated duels are not what they are in other cultures, and I would rather that this not become more than it is. And I have taken an oath to Atris against studying from a Jedi, or anything of the Jedi teachings.
But do you want to learn?
What I desire is of no importance. My father broke his oaths. He shamed us all. I do not wish to follow his path. I swore not to follow his path. If I were to follow a Jedi against Atris's wishes, then I would be betraying her for you. This is a difficult thing for me to say, but I ask that you be silent as I tell you this. It is my desire to learn from you what you can teach me of battle. I have already learned much in our duels, but with every battle, I wish to know more of you. Your stance, your movements, I can sense shades of meaning and an echo of something I have yet to experience. Atris said that you were the only Jedi to have survived the Mandalorian Wars, that you had stared into the heart of war, and only turned away because you were forced to. I do not believe her. I believe that you made a choice, as my father did, and that is important to me, more than you know. And you are important to me more than you know. I will accept whatever you wish to teach me, though it breaks my oath to Atris. What of her? As I said, I knew little about her.
Okay, Last Echo. Taken from the perspective of, taken on its own, ignoring the first two games, and taken as a horror game, I actually can see where you're going with that. So thank you for sharing that with me, I appreciate it.
This is already known to me. Why are you telling me this? I think I have always known this. It has always been in my thoughts. As I followed Atris, perhaps what I wished to follow was the call of my bloodline, of my mother. I have felt incomplete, hollow since her loss at Malachor 5.
Lol, Dark Blaze.
And with your help, perhaps this wound might be healed.
And so it ends.
I want you to teach me the ways of the Force, to become a Jedi Knight like my mother.
Well, if your mother actually is Craya, then you don't actually want to be like her at all. But it's okay, because you're not like Craya, because Craya is, really broken.
That is all I wish. I want to feel what my mother felt for my father. What ran through my mother's veins when she was one with the Force. I wish to hear what my mother heard as she fought the Mandalorians, until the moment she died on Malachor 5.
By the way, I was actually telling one of my friends recently about Bandon showing up and randomly blowing up stuff, and it has never stopped amusing me, the idea that that's actually the helmsman of the Leviathan. And so it's like, you idiot! He was the one piloting the ship! And that's the end of the Malak.
I will not let you down, Exile. I will honor you as I honor the face of my mother.
Shut up, Craya.
Betrayal.
Shut up, Craya.
mistress?
She has betrayed me. The last of your sisters has betrayed me. Betrayed us. She is your sister no more. She does not travel with the exile. Instead, she has chosen to walk the path of the Jedi.
Mistress, forgive us, but are you certain? She would not forsake her oath so lightly.
It is the truth, and it is done. Do you doubt me?
No, mistress. It is you who saved the Jedi upon Dantooine. Took their knowledge and hid it here to protect it.
But why? How did she fall? It is a sign of his corruption, and perhaps hers as well. He will train her, and she will be flawed.
Oh, Kayla Nord would have been fine. We have seen certain Force users who can literally reach across the galaxy like that. It is pretty rare, though. In fact, to my knowledge, I can only think of 3 who've pulled that off. Craya, Luke, and Palpatine. Feel free to correct me. I'm sure there's some others. I'm gonna go talk to Craya like this. Hey, baby. What's your sign? I'm gonna take this stupid mask off first. There we go.
Yes? Have you come with questions?
Listen, I've been working on my abs, and I'm just curious, do you think they look any better?
That crystal is bonded to you. Through you, it acquires its character and strength. And through it, your power is enhanced. Let me focus on the crystal for a moment. There. Now it is fully in tune with you again. Is there something else you wished?
Talked about that.
Ignorance. And perhaps they do not remember or care. It is of no consequence to me or to them. Am I? Then perhaps you should know there are techniques in the Force where one can cloud the memory of others, make their presence so small as to be unnoticed. And on the worlds where we have encountered these Jedi, there is much life and death where sensing such things is difficult. As I said, it is of no consequence to me or to them.
I already asked about Niilus. But okay, we'll talk about the other ones to rehash. So, here's Niilus again.
He, if he can truly be called a man any longer, is one of the Dark Lords that pursues you. I do not think he knows what you are. Not yet. He spared the Miraluka, and that may have been the last shred of feeling that exists within him. Keep his slave close to you. I suspect there was a reason he spared her, and perhaps a reason that she survived when the rest of her people and the Jedi did not. Entertain what illusions you will. I am too tired to argue them with you. One cannot have power of that magnitude that her master possesses and still think and perceive the universe as we do, as most of us do. I had hoped that you would not have to confront him, but her presence here has changed all that. You will have to meet him in battle. You must be prepared to sacrifice the Blinded One. Perhaps her death will buy you the time you need to deal with her master. Entertain what illusions you will. I am too tired to argue them with you. It is a technique that is almost as old as the Sith themselves. It is a means of severing connections between life, the Force, and feeding upon the death it causes. It cannot be taught. It can only be gained through instinct, through experiencing its effects firsthand. Yes, and he fed upon its destruction. It will sustain him for a time. Because it is not something that can ever truly be controlled, and it leaves nothing to conquer in its wake. And it rules him, not the other way around. It has its own will, its own instincts. Power? Do you think so? You would be wrong. There is no strength in the hunger he possesses, and the will behind his power is a primal thing. And it devours him as he devours others. His mere presence kills all around him, slowly feeding him. He is already dead. It is simply a question of how many he kills before he falls. Perhaps he is bound to her, as I am bound to you. If so, there may be a death served by hers. You must be prepared to sacrifice the Blinded One. Perhaps her death will buy you the time you need to deal with her master. Perhaps I think it is fair to say that few did. Revan had a mother and father, parents, ancestors, like all Jedi do, and when he awakened to his potential, I was there to see it. But where he was born, where he came from, I do not know, any more than I know where he walks now. Some said that Revan was born in the outer regions, beyond the Rim, and that's what called to him during the Mandalorian Wars. And after, it was the call of home. I know more, but it may not be enough for the answers you seek. Revan had a mother and father. It was... Fall. Ah, already you presume much. You were there at Malachor. Revan's choices were always his own. It was not teaching or circumstance or example, it was him. Is that what he was? Or was he always true to himself, no matter what personality he wore? And there is something that the Council may never understand, that perhaps Revan never fell. The difference between a fall and a sacrifice is sometimes difficult, but I feel that Revan understood that difference more than anyone knew. The galaxy would have fallen if Revan had not gone to war. Perhaps he became the Dark Lord out of necessity, to prevent a greater evil. I do not believe the Jedi Council changed Revan as they claimed. They merely stripped away the surface and allowed the true self to emerge again, someone who was willing to wage war to save others. But that is my belief, since I knew Revan from long ago, as a master knows their apprentice. He came to me, yes, both before and after. Before Revan knew himself. And after, in the times when Revan was coming to his own and learning he was more than he had been told. At one time, Revan was my Padawan, in times past, long ago. But Revan, when he had learned all he could, had other masters, that fool Jar and other Jedi on other planets. He learned from each, but in the end, he turned back to me. When he realized there was nothing more to be learned from the Jedi, except how one could leave them forever. Revan was power. It was like staring into the heart of the Force. Even then, you could see the Jedi he would slay etched on his soul. You are different. When I look at you, it is like staring at the depths of the Force.
And that is another example of her telling the absolute truth. I don't know about the Revan stuff, but when I stare at you, it's like staring at the death of the Force. Considering that's a compliment from her, that's saying something.
Does it matter? Of course it does. Such titles allow you to break the galaxy into light and dark, categorize it. Perhaps I am neither, and I hold both as what they are, pieces of a whole. Know that I am your teacher, and that is enough. What do you wish to hear? That I once believed in the code of the Jedi? That I felt the call of the Sith? That perhaps once I held the galaxy by its throat? That for every good work that I did, I brought equal harm upon the galaxy? That perhaps what the greatest of the Sith Lords knew of evil they learned from me? What would it matter now? There is only so much comfort in knowing such things, and it is not who I am now. There are dark places in the galaxy where few tread, ancient centers of learning, of knowledge, but I did not walk alone. To be united by hatred is a fragile alliance at best. But my will was not law. There were disagreements, ambition, and hunger for power. There are techniques within the Force against which there is no defense. cast down, stripped of my power, exiled. I suffered indignities and fell into darkness. Learn from me, my mistakes, and use that knowledge to become greater than I. That is all I ask of you, and that is all I desire. In you all my hopes rest, for the future, for the Force.
Interesting point of note, that's the second betrayal, right there. In response to what Reach said earlier, I actually talked about that back in KoTOR 1. I have a weird belief that Revan, for very brief periods of his life, was actually a Silver Jedi. And he was swayed to being a Light Jedi, and then a Dark Jedi, and then a Grey Jedi. But if he had acknowledged his real power, he would have actually been a Silver Jedi, which would have been like staring into the beating heart of the Force, as Craya discusses.
If it means so much to you, then this I swear to you upon my life, upon our lives, that when your training is complete, I will answer everything. There shall be no more shadows between us, only truth that exists between master and apprentice.
As an aside, that's another moment in which she's telling the truth, as we'll find out at the end of the game. I assume, since I'm not sure if that's the same way in the restored content mod. But whatever. Oh, right. Hang on.
Yes. Very. Very well. You have brushed the surface thoughts of another. It is a start. Calm yourself. This time, silence your own thoughts. Keep them still. Imagine the waters of the room of 1,000 fountains, each stream suddenly falling silent and still. Imagine the ice of Telos, cold and smooth as it gathers upon the plateau. Now, stretch out. Feel the ship around you. Strip away the metal, and see the souls and minds of those that fill its corridors, with more thoughts and dreams and worries than can fill the space of this ship.
As my feet walk from the ashes of KoTOR, I shall not fear, for in fear lies death, and...
From the first movement flows the second. Strike, repeat, circle one's opponent, repeat, faster, quicker. If Father had been faster. If only Father had been faster. If I was faster, I would no longer be the last of my sisters. But does Atris love him? Jedi do not love. Does Atris hate him? Jedi do not hate. This journey is harder than any she has sent me on.
This place is so quiet. Nothing like Nar Shaddaa. I don't even know why I'm here. Wonder how much the bounty on the Jedi is now. Don't understand how that Jedi keeps in shape like he does. He's barely changed from the holorecords. He just seems to be naturally young.
Switch the face of the +1 -1 card. The totals are 9, 10. Switch the face of the +2 -2 card. The total is 8, 11. Switch.
Your command echoes still, General, and I obey, as I did at Malachor.
As my feet walk from the ashes of KoTOR,
Switch the face of the +1
I shall
-1
not
card.
fear,
The totals are 9, 10.
for in fear
Switch the face of the +2
Your command
-2
echoes
card.
still,
The
General,
total is 8,
and I
11.
obey,
Switch.
as I did at Malachor.
Not now. Focus on my voice.
Malachor.
Now do you hear me? Truly hear me. You have taken the first steps on a much longer road, exile. The droid cannot be read in such a way. As for the alien who served with you in the war, its thoughts are more difficult, requiring many translations in meaning. Often it is better to read their impulses and images than their spoken thoughts. That is why he is deaf to you. I have found his impulses are cold, like a dead weight. His thoughts are black. Such is the case with primitive minds. It is of no matter. Of course there was. It is because Atten was not playing Pazak, yet he counts cards in his head. At times, he will list off engine sequencers, memorize the hyperspace routes on the other side of the galaxy, count the ticking in the power couplings, even though they are fixed. At other times, he will imagine certain base lusts, certain indignities. It may be Atten is far cleverer than he feigns to be. Or perhaps he is simply a fool.
Alright, let's see here. There. These are our final options for the Handmaiden's lightsaber. Load it up. Oh, no. No, no, no. There we go. We've gotten a couple levels since we got her, haven't we? Welcome back, Frozen. Oh my god. Has anyone not voted? Because as soon as we're done, we're going to give her a crystal. Or her lightsaber, rather. Hey, Cody. Ah, finally. I don't know, Django. I just needed something to give them. Apparently we're going with green. There we go. And that's our last character. We are now officially old Jedi, except for the droids, obviously. And Craya. She doesn't care. Doesn't matter. Blue is taken. So, yeah. Yeah, Bao-Dur over here has the blue. See? Oops.
I'm here.
I should probably put my weapons back on. There we go. Oh, Mandalore. Well, okay. I guess we can't make Mandalore a Jedi either, can we? I know, Django. I don't care, though. I don't think so, Darkblaze. My color choices? Well, mine would be white. Duh, right? The Handmaiden would probably be blue. Bao-Dur would be bronze. Atton would probably go ahead and go with red for him. Mira, I would have be green or yellow. I'm torn on that one. And Visas would be violet. Oh, right, I need to tell Dopak, wherever the hell that guy is. I'm also willing to have Handmaiden be violet and Visas be blue. I'm not hugely... there we go.
You've wandered into the wrong camp. You got the look of a warrior, and we got all the blasters we need. If you're looking for work too, just take a trip spaceward. We don't need any more competition. Got it?
That's terrible.
What does the militia have to say to us? Any of our men get into trouble? I think that Zeron is 3 cards short of a Pazak deck. You can tell him you've delivered your message. Thanks. Now get out of here.
Okay. And that is true. Handmaiden is actually pretty good at being unarmed.
Let's make up.
This won't take long.
Yes, Reach, I remember. Let me guess. There's another reason you want me to go to Nar Shaddaa. It's Viridian, Gimmick. I know, Reach. I know. Sigh. I'll never be free.
You a new salvager? Or one of those Kunda cantina rats coming here to complain? Well, we don't need another one. Look around this camp. We got the salvaging more than covered. I'm gonna give you some advice. Turn back. There's nothing you're gonna find.
I see.
If you're not going to listen to anybody, maybe you can help me out. The only place that has anything is the sublevel. And only a couple of fools have gone there. And they're now dead fools. Yeah, I'd like to do the decent thing and get their bodies and put them to rest. That hole isn't a fit place for a salvager. So, if you find a couple human corpses down there, just grab their gear and their bodies. I'll pay you 500 credits for each of them. Us salvagers that are still here have to stick together.
I believe you. I also have a lightsaber. Technically I have 2 of them, if you want to get down to it.
The wound on this world, it is centered here. If we succeed in gathering...
As I say, I noticed there's some droids down there.
If those Jedi are slain, then all that remains of the Order shall be drawn here as well.
Come on. Come on.
We will know when the time comes. And I hope our enemies do not.
Alright, Baldur. I like you, man. But be gone from my sight. Ugh. I need to actually level him, too, because I need him to be in top shape. No, he's already got rifle focus. He's already got that. Sure.
Ready to serve.
What can I do?
Hey, Fu.
Diagnostic? For some reason, I cannot fire. Obvious statement. The alarmed embarrassment.
I shall honor them in battle.
I actually rather liked that personally, Chemic. The idea of Vader using a blue saber for a while makes a lot of sense to me.
Query, is there someone?
Wow, he really bombed the crap out of this area. From orbit, looks like. Oh, hey, what's
Who are
up?
we missing? We're one off.
We're missing Joran. I don't see Joran.
That runt of a Cathhound, he's the one with the backpack. Did anybody grab anything from the room? Anybody?
Hi, I'm a Jedi.
What do you want? I managed to get this sad lot of salvagers to work together. Then we get 2 rooms into the sublevel, and we get swarmed by Lagrex. And even then we fight our way out. But of course the only one that managed to grab the salvage is still in there. I don't even know why I bothered.
I don't either. I could kill you too, and that way you could be like together in a weird kind of a way.
I'm not going to tell you that. If you do rescue him, you'll just have to claim on the salvage. Jedi artifacts are rare enough these days without some newcomer coming in. So stay out of it, and we won't have a problem. Are you kidding? Of course we aren't. He's on his own. I only wish he didn't have the salvage on him. Now, if you don't mind, we're going someplace you can't eavesdrop on us, and get down to our business.
Sure. You're having trouble getting around my droid there, but it's okay, I understand. HK kind of has that effect on people. It feels like just a few days ago we were here, doesn't it, guys? Home sweet home.
Ratio achieved.
And no, we didn't equip the exile crystal. We need our light lightsabers. What are you talking about? We don't need cheat weapons. We need weapons that look cool. Damn it.
Is someone out there? Anybody? Help! Lagrix are everywhere! Help me! I'm trapped in here!
I like how don't reply is an option.
You must be fierce with a blaster, then. Give me a moment. I sort of jammed the door a bit. Just don't leave.
Bye. I thought I killed them. Whoops! Whoops! I stupid. Okay. I killed them all. It was an option, so I'm like, yeah, okay. Whatever. I guess I'll just tell him it's good. Wow. I just... Hey, Zajan, he deserved to die for the crime of... I don't know what he did, but I'm sure he did something to deserve death. Okay, what? I'm here. I'm back. I'm going to the right. Just for you guys. Here, let me go through the mines. Oh, they're just eating people over here.
Optimal accuracy. Switching to combat mode. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Engaging.
What?
My leg Rex. You've killed him. They're my pets.
Hi. Saber. Yeah, oh, you're the new dancing girl, right?
I'm not a thief. People give to the Jedi in exchange for service. They were just giving.
So remember how I've talked about 1 billion times how the main theme of this game is being broken? And it's not just the main character or the companions, but it's basically everyone you encounter. This already speaks to me in that direction.
You're one of them. Just another stinking salvager and thief, stealing what belongs to Jedi. I am a Padawan, and one day I will learn enough to be a Jedi. I was studying here when Darth Malak and the Sith came. I was outside the Enclave when my master left me at the Mandalay estate. Shen protected me, but the Sith came asking questions. All the Mandalays died, but I hid. Even when the estate was burning, I hid.
Matale, by the way.
I'm hiding until my master returns. You were? I had no idea.
Yeah, I can tell that's a modder voicing it.
Are there any Jedi left? They are like me. I thought it was alone. Are there any masters?
Well, technically, I'm a master, excuse me.
I remember him. I sent my leg Rex to get him to leave, but he just made my pets stop. I was going to talk to him, but the mercenaries came for him. They never come down here. I was surprised and hid. There was a big fight. They said they were going to take him someplace. Let me try to remember. The Kinrath cave, yes, that's what they said. I know that was wrong. I'll stop. I was just trying to get enough credits to eat. But I'll think of something else. Something that doesn't hurt anyone. I found some things. I don't know how to use them. Here, you can have them. I had a holocron, but it said terrible things. I threw it far away. It told me the Jedi were no more, that I needed to survive and do anything to protect my home. I threw it into the ruins. I went back to find it, but the salvagers stole it. It was my only teacher. I don't know. I'll try to find a master to teach me. There have to be some left. I'm not going to use the Force until I find one. So much has gone wrong. Should I feel bad that I feel better? But I still need to find a master. The lessons I learned, I think I need to unlearn them. And also with you. Thank you.
Yeah, Reach, when I first saw that dialogue option, my first thought was, oh, I want to make sure you never hurt anyone again. That makes sense. And then I paused for like a second, like, wait. That sounds like I'm going to kill her. I don't actually want to kill her. Spin to win. Best implementation of lightsaber and combat powers? Honestly, probably this one. As sad as that probably sounds. Force Unleashed 1 didn't really do that so much as told you what it would be like if you played an unstoppable death machine, aka God of War. And, I can't think of any others that really strike me as being particularly good.
Switching to combat mode.
I'm sorry, Deutsch. I admittedly barely remember the single-player, well, third-player games, so... Like, I mean, I remember the story of Jedi Academy and Jedi Outcast and all that fun stuff, but if you ask me about the gameplay, I've got a blank hole there. I literally don't remember the gameplay at all. I remember more about the gameplay of Dark Forces, and it's probably just because it was a Quake mod. Kinda. I do own those games still.
Let us talk
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved.
Admittedly, I'd never cared for Kyle Katarn as a character either, but that's a different thing. Maybe Micro Mono. I have a billion other games to play right now. Probably not, Wolfdog. There's not a lot to talk about there. 1 second. Wow, that actually killed us. We have like 400 health right now. I am in shock. Just, wow. Just, yikes. HK, you might want to move up. What did I tell you, HK? And shoutouts to the people at Subway. Or person, I guess I should say, at Subway. Well, that's a pleasant thought. Someone starved to death in here somewhere in the last 5 years. That sounds really, really messed up. Hey, I gave him plenty of warning for Texan. He's an assassin droid. He should have better reflexes than that. Oh, fine. Not sure yet, Brennan. Depends on when I end up finishing KoTOR 2. I've still got like 3 planets left to go, so... The ideal setup, aka I finish KoTOR 2 tonight, is probably not going to happen. Because then I could automatically take the 4th off, so that you guys can all be like, hey, 4th of July.
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved.
I think things would have gone pretty badly, Wolf Dog, because Vader, or Anakin, or whatever, is not really what you'd call the leadership type. Not like that. And... yeah. Although that being said, he might not have fallen to the folly of letting people like Tarkin in charge. But I still think it would have been a pretty bad situation. Hey, I love the hell out of Subway, so...
It's done.
You're right, Titans. Let's skip all combat from now on. Okay, guys, let's go. Come on. Keep coming. Keep coming. Yeah, from what I understand, Vader never cared for Tarkin, but the problem is Vader wouldn't be that great of a leader himself, you see? So, different kind of bad, basically. Whoops, whoops, guys, I'm sorry. We made that happen. Hey, just for the record, I do like me some tea. The irony is, if Padme was evil, I think that could have actually worked out really well. You know what I mean? I know that sounds funny. Hey, it's the idiot. If with Vader being, you know, the arm and Padme actually being in control, the dictator, they probably would have gotten a whole lot of good things done, but she had no desire to rule. And so, yeah. Hey, Mikal, or
arrival is fortunate.
however you say your damn name.
I was just running out of food supplies and wondering what Lagrek meat would taste like.
I hate this guy. I don't even know why. I just do.
I am an historian and scientist working for the Republic. Although I'm certain my contemporaries would judge me more a historian than scientist. Like you, I was looking for some trace of the Jedi. I had heard mention that one of the Jedi Masters had gone there, but I found no trace of them. The other reason was the ruins of the Jedi Enclave, and once I arrived, I felt it was necessary to stay, to protect what was left. Much had been taken from the Enclave, both by raiders and others. I wished to preserve what I could. Many artifacts were taken from the Enclave, but these thefts, they had to have been done by someone who knew the Enclave well. I suspect the Jedi themselves took the holocrons and records, but I do not know why.
I think you underestimate the ingenuity of salvagers. Even the Jedi cannot protect their secrets from those clever or persistent enough. Besides, the Jedi who knew the Enclave are mostly perished, and the ones who survived would not steal from this place.
It was my mistake to use the term thefts. I apologize. In any case, if Jedi did take things, for the sake of preservation, of course, then they left no clue as to where they may have taken them.
There we go. Yeah, by the way, this is Cullen, if you guys aren't aware. As in, the guy who had a lot of lines on Inquisition.
Before you go, I had a question for you.
No, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
You came to Dantooine in search of Jedi. Why?
There's nothing even worth talking to you about. I mean, I shared the lore about the Disciple earlier, and it was like 2 paragraphs. There's not much to talk about this guy.
If the Sith are rising in the galaxy again, then it is strange the Jedi would not be there to meet them, and that we have not seen more evidence of the Sith. No, I believe you. I merely find such subtleties among the Sith to be strange. They have been known to practice deception, but in the histories, since the time of the Dark Lords Khoon and Keldroma, and Revan and Malak, Such subtleties have been rare. I will return to Kunda now and await the next transport. You may find me there if you have more questions.
I was actually about to ask if the restored content mod fixes the Disciple a bit to make him a slightly more interesting character. Because there's just nothing there for him, personality-wise. There's nothing to talk about. I don't know, Fearsome. Yeah, that's the thing, Kemek. See, in a reality situation, the Disciple is the kind of person who is literally mandatory towards the successful establishment of any organization. A well-versed, well-learned historian who can analyze the patterns of history and tell you how things have gone. I mean, I hate to use such a cliched phrase, but if you do not learn from your past, you're doomed to repeat it. In other words, that kind of thing is critical. Literally critical. But the problem is, when you're writing a story, when you're writing a book, there's... Save. When you're writing a book, or a story, or a game, making a historian character usually just isn't that interesting as a main character. It should be an ancillary character, someone who's there, supportive, helpful, you know, someone who assists in the process, but not someone you make as a frickin' companion. That's my biggest problem. I don't think he actually should have been a companion, personally. I think he should have been in the game, but nothing more. But what do I know, right? I know nothing! And now I will kill everyone for that. See you around, Shiryu. Have a good one. Alright, puzzle time. Run! No! Couldn't make it. That would have been hilarious, Wolfdog. Nobody would have bought it at first. They would have been like, yeah, right, whatever. Okay, we've killed all the droids, HK. Oh, nope, 2 of them survived. But yeah, that's pretty much my point right there, Cashel. It's just... Okay, there he is. Oh, I agree. This place is... A lot of KoTOR 2 is damned creepy when you get down to it.
This will teach you.
They can be okay about it, Shady, but I would say that at best, BioWare tends to be acceptable in their gameplay. There's very few games they play that, or that I play of BioWare games that I just really like the gameplay of, you know what I mean? That is true, I guess, Last Echo, but they still don't do anything with it. Like I said, I could literally summarize his character arc with the 2 paragraphs I talked about him earlier. That's why I haven't said anything additional about him. There he is! The end. Okay, I think we've actually killed all the Ligrics now, except for this one right here, which would have murdered him. So as I was saying, now that we've actually killed all the Ligrics... Hey, it's totally safe this time. I think. Hope.
Thanks for saving me. I thought those Ligrics had me for sure.
Oh, thank God, he's alive. We're safe. Whew. Yeah, okay, so, get out of here.
You don't have to tell me that twice. If you want to talk to me, I'll be by the salvagers camp. I'm leaving before the Ligrics come back.
Now, I've said it before and I've said it again. I actually rather enjoy the combat of Mass Effect 2. So I guess that's one of the BioWare games I really enjoy playing. And the multiplayer of Mass Effect 3. Specifically the multiplayer, not the single player. There was a Ligric right here! And Mass Effect 1 was enjoyable. It's just not my favorite gameplay-wise. Oh no!
The perils of the sublevel. Yes. Many stories and artifacts in your possession. This is fortuitous for myself and associates. For now, not only do I get rich salvage, but an even richer bounty. Do not be making this difficult. Your death can be quite painless.
Oh, I'm afraid your death won't be.
So, and...
Yeah, no. No more talk. Pop goes the weasel, 'cause the weasel goes pop.
So be it.
Down they go. The way I got it fixed was I had to do this weird thing where I like edited the ini file to make sure it was in windowed mode, and then saved and exited and made sure it saved that, and then I went back and edited the actual resolution, and that worked for me, Dennis. If that doesn't help, there's a lot of help facts and that kind of thing online in order to help people to figure out how to get KoTOR 2 running, because a lot of people want to get this game running in the modern era. I don't know, Dark Blaze. I'm reminded of a line in Dragon Age Origins. And people attack you willingly? And yeah, the exile is actually secretly Bastila. Which makes a lot of sense when you think about it. Wait, no, that makes no sense. Eh, whatever. And now I must hate Last Echo, once and for all. Yes, Dennis. And hopefully that'll work for you. No, we are playing with a window. I had to be able to stream it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to stream it at all.
You cannot win.
I could see a Force user being a Mandalorian, but I'm not sure I could see someone following the Jedi code or the Sith code being a Mandalorian. That's insane, Jago. Hello, woman.
What? Who is that? Oh, it's you. You go down into the sublevels yet? Or did you suddenly develop some sense?
So, dead salvagers, right?
It's a shame about them. Have any luck getting to their bodies? I figure there's about no chance you'll succeed, but the reward is still open.
Here's the bodies.
You have? You managed to find them down there? You're tougher than you look. I have 1,000 credits for their bodies and their personal effects.
Nope.
And no reward, too. You've proven very helpful. I have to go take care of something. I'll talk with you later.
Let's just remember where this is.
Right. So that didn't feel like the right thing to do. So let's rewind time a second.
I feel much better now, thanks to you. I don't think I thanked you properly down there. I was pretty shaken. I found a few Jedi artifacts down at the sublevels. I was planning on selling them to Darala, but I'll sell them to you if you want them instead.
Don't really want them. Okay, nothing worth talking about there. Okay, I guess we'll just leave then. There's nothing else here. Ah!
This will teach you.
Oh, got it, Jago. Damn it. Why do you guys want me to go to the Rakatans? I don't understand.
This will teach you.
I mean, they've got eyes on the sides of their heads. That is just so gross. Everyone knows that the proper sentient beings should have one eye here and one eye here, and everything else is just an aberration.
Back again, but it's
not. Blah, 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 blah.
It was all Tapale's fault. She said the entryway to the sublevel was safe enough. That area has hardly been explored. We barely got in there. Then everybody started going left and right, grabbing anything they could. It was every man for himself and nobody was watching for Legrex. Then, before you know it, we were under attack by those beasts. So salvagers were running every which way and they left me to die. All the easy pickings have been picked. Now everything that's worth more than a glass of Juma juice is long gone. So the sublevel is about the only place that's left. And as you might have noticed, it's very dangerous down there. Almost nobody's managed to get anything from down there. Not that it matters. Nothing gets by you, huh? There was a group that managed to get in and got one of the best hauls ever. Tapale said we could do that too, but they were a damn sight more organized than we were. They've caused more problems dead than they ever did alive. Well, since every last one of them is dead, their find is sitting in the militia's headquarters. That's one of the biggest claims ever, and they won't give it to nobody. So people keep saying that they were owed by the dead salvagers, or that they're related. But Zeron isn't an idiot. The only thing he's gonna believe is a will. And after some tried to pass less than authentic ones off on him, now he'll only take a will and their personal effects. She was playing you for a fool. No doubt she'd like to find those bodies. That plus a conveniently worded will, and she'd make a pile of credits. I don't want nothing to do with that. Salvagers will all help her, and the militia will get involved. You can't hurt her directly.
What? Who is that? Oh, it's you. You go down into the sublevels yet? Or did you suddenly develop some sense? It's a shame about them. Have any luck getting to their bodies? I figure there's about no chance you'll succeed, but the reward is still open. I should flay him alive for helping an outsider. I figured it was worth a try. Those salvagers are worth more dead than they ever were alive. I look after myself. It's the only way you can get by in this galaxy. Now get out of my sight.
I was genuinely hoping for the chance to kill her, but oh well. My loss.
Oh, a visitor comes to our delightful salvager camp. We are honored. Do you come bringing your credits and curiosity? A civilized person with manners. Very rare in this part of the galaxy. I am most honored to meet you. If I may, a question I pose to you, traveler. Do you wish to buy one of the most elusive of all Jedi artifacts? A powerful Jedi holocron. You flatter me, Traveler. It was a good day when I found this holocron. But you are lucky, for I will sell it to you for a low price. I ask a mere 1,000 credits for this rare find. This is not a matter of negotiation. You should buy it quickly before others come. I assure you it isn't. I will show it to you presently. As you can see, it is in fine shape. A real bargain at a mere 1,000 credits. How did you know? Well, I never unload this accursed thing. This isn't my fault. You can't blame me. This forgery has passed through several hands in this camp. I am merely the latest victim. I wish to abandon this dung heap. Be serious. Any sentient with scent glands can tell that this is the garbage pit of Dantooine. I apologize immensely. But surely you recognize that attacking me here will pose problems. The militia and the salvagers will hunt you. I will not. Very well, take it. Leave me to my poverty, my suffering.
I'm sure Atris would love to have the holocron. What amuses me more is the idea that she wouldn't be able to tell, which is funny because we could tell literally instantly. Alright, where's this damn cave? Don't feel like fighting Cathounds. Yeah, that's what I was assuming, Jongo, since I don't believe there's anything else here. Oh yeah, I should tell him about Dopak really quick. That's true, Takeda. She'd be like, this isn't a Jedi holocron. It's not telling me to do evil things.
This is Mikau. I have found the exile.
Yeah, by the way, Disciple was always working with Karth. Traitorous scum. I'll kill him. I'll kill all of them! Starting with Dennis. I have no idea why your dialogue options are going with resolution change. Really, I don't. I've never heard of that problem. Anyone else heard of that problem?
It's you again. Well, you know who I am. I figure you've got a reason for coming back. You want something? So you did. Here's the credits I told you about. Even with the caves cleared, I imagine it'll take some time before the Kinrath aren't on the plains. That was very helpful of you. You've saved some lives today. You want something? I don't have anything to say about that. We can talk more later.
Okay.
It's you want... I'll tell you what I tell all those grubby salvagers. No body, no claim. I'm no longer even looking at wills or credit notes. And if you think that's gruesome, then go space yourself. Let me see the will. I'll be glad to get rid of this claim and get those salvagers out of my headquarters. He left all his possessions to one of the other dead salvagers. Will I ever get rid of that damn Jedi garbage? Because nobody gets in there. The administrator will have to figure out what happens to them. And until then, the salvagers are gonna keep bothering me.
I do actually have some things to say about holocrons. I was going to save them until we get to Tor, believe it or not. But to give some very brief thoughts here really quick, holocrons are interesting because they're basically magitech. They're one of the extremely few examples of magitech that are semi-commonplace. the way they work is generally considered to be vague, but basically the Force really keeps them going. They are technology that uses the Force to function and go, and in most cases they have imprints of the personalities, minds, and however much knowledge is poured into them of the people who go in, who put themselves into them. So most of the time, when you're talking to someone through a holocron, you're usually literally talking to what is effectively a clone of the person who actually helped make that particular holocron. And it's not the original person at all. I want to make that clear. You know, they are not in the holocron or trapped in the holocron or anything like that. However, they all are, for all intents and purposes, echoed within it. Forgive me for doing that kind of thing with KoTOR too. And yes, we are currently playing Tor as of this exact moment in time. Tor has a little bit of holocrons and something new called noeticons, which is what I was going to bring up the holocron discussion about. So, yeah. Anyways, moving on.
Some of the salvagers went deep into the ruins and found a lot of Jedi relics. It's the most valuable haul the salvagers ever got. But all the salvagers that went down there are dead. So it seems every day or so some salvager comes claiming...
Yeah, okay, I've seen this.
We've already...
Okay, done that. That's weird, Evans, but thank you for letting me know. Not you're weird, but that's weird.
Any luck on getting my modulator back from Joran? I don't think anyone here will be able to help me.
Found your thief.
Excellent. How did you deal with Joran? It has to be someone near their camp, and no one else lives around them. You might be right, but I doubt it. Are they turning on their own? Typical. That's about all I know. I've never seen the thief clearly. You have any idea who it is? Really? So it isn't a salvager. No, the war affected different people different ways. Is she gonna be all right? I guess I had it all wrong. I thought those salvagers were to blame. Look, if you see her again, tell her maybe we can work something out. I need help on my farm. She's already shown she knows something about farming equipment. I know a lot of people that need a second chance right about now.
Yes, I did, Lava.
Here's your reward.
And yeah, I know you make one in Tor, but I still wish that they weren't just commonplace like pieces of candy in Tor. I've always liked the idea that the occasional, like you get one holocron every few generations is how I used to envision holocrons. And nowadays in Tor, it's more like they're everywhere. But that's Tor. That's what they do in Tor. They make holocrons happen everywhere. It is not a thing anymore unless they do a spiritual successor or a necromancy thing, Dennis. Actually, Wolfdog, I do have a theory about that, but I was saving that for Tor. But basically, yes. I feel like that holocrons are based off of the Rakatan technology.
To most people in the galaxy, the distinction between Sith and Jedi is a blurry one, especially since most Sith were once Jedi. It is complicated by the fact that Malak and Revan were great heroes of the Republic and famed Jedi Knights. But a few years later, they were leading an armada which threatened everyone. And here on Dantooine, the Jedi Enclave provoked a brutal occupation by the Sith. It could have been far worse, but even now the damage has not been fully mended. I don't think everyone hates Jedi. If just a few people changed their minds or spoke up, it could make a great deal of difference. I think that we need the help of the Jedi. If the Jedi's reputation isn't redeemed, the consequences could be quite regrettable. Until then, I would keep your identity secret.
Okay. I must redeem the Jedi. I have no idea how, but I will figure out a way. But first we gotta go to a cave. I need a break really quick. I'm starting to have trouble concentrating just because of some mild annoyances. So I'll be right back, guys.